Yay.
Yay, we're back. Woo! Woo!
Good
Woo!
morning. It feels like forever and yesterday.
I know. Good morning and welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
I feel a little more peppy when I say that, but I also came into work dragon this morning. So, hi, I'm Rebecca. And I don't mean dragon, I mean dragging. Anyway, I'm Rebecca. I just thought, I'm like, that was almost a pun, but it's not really. I'm the owner and operator of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. And we still have to fix that curtain. And it's noisy outside Brevard, North Carolina.
Liz, I'm the minion there.
I realized that when I came in the middle of the week to like grab grab some needles. I was like, huh. And I left. We are back from our week of break. And yes, part of me feels like we never left. And part of me feels like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, about that.
What?
No.
Yeah. What? So it's the t-shirts reminding me I got quotes from the local people who do t-shirts. I got to talk to her about that later. We might be getting t-shirts in. They will I'm like, what is that? That's just my hair. Okay. Sorry.
Squirrel.
We might be getting new t-shirts in. They probably will be more expensive than last time because to have a local company, small business make them, we can't, they're going to cost a little bit, and maybe some sweatshirts, but those will cost a little bit too. Stay tuned for details because we might do fun colors this time. But fun colors means that the logo probably won't be in color. It'll probably be black on a colorful shirt. We're like, I'm plotting. Anyway, neither here nor there. It has nothing to do with all the fun things we did on break. Some of you have already seen our little side-by-side show that we did as an extra a couple days ago. So yeah, I'm already like not as bad as before though. Different kind of it's always tough the first day back from any break. Like I remember being a teacher being like, yeah, I have a break, and then going back to work, and the first day was just painful.
Yeah.
We'll see how today is. We're already trying to fill the orders that came in over break. Thank you very much if you placed one. I don't think we'll have a sale until maybe we might have one towards the end of the month. We'll see. This month though is our 3-year move-anniversary.
Yes.
Moving over to the bigger shop. Which, look, we started doing a massive reorganization right before we went on break. How smart was that?
Super smart. Now
we have to finish it.
I'm so gonna die today.
Are you having fun?
I have.
You're like pulling on things and doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was cold out this morning, so I got to wear this in, and I was thinking this might actually not be warm enough. So because I didn't do a report on the weather, I just said, curtains and things.
It was 52, 51.
My watch where I was said it was in the high 40s this morning.
Yeah.
Which for us, Fahrenheit, that's chilly for summer, quasi fall. But the climate control in here is working well. So when I walked in, I was blasted by warmer temperatures. So I'm already pretty much almost overheated in this. I do love this thing. Keeps me so warm right now in the in-between times. I will say one thing I've noticed with this yarn is when I weave my ends in, it wants to poke through on the right side. And the ends of this yarn, it's like a puffy white center with the core of the color around it, whatever color you get. And so like it keeps catching my eye, the little puffies of white that I just have to tuck back in. Just a heads up if you're loving this yarn and want to try it. So the puffy ends is going to be almost impossible to hide.
Yeah.
Because people are like, how do you do invisible ends? That could be a Dear Becky and Lizzie. And the thing is, it's like you can't, in my opinion.
It's really,
really hard,
difficult to, because you don't want to make a knot and then clip it close to the knot because that can come undone.
And that feels hard.
Yeah.
And then little ends will show. Like this little guy. Actually, I'm yanking on him and he's bigger now, and I'll just have to tuck him into the inside.
Well, now that he's bigger, you can tuck him into the inside.
Yeah,
and he
I'm
should
like,
stay.
oh, is that him? No, that's yeah. Anyway, so things that distract me for $200, Alex. Anyway, so so this that you showed this off on the side by side.
I did, and I did not work on it anymore because
oh,
I was
look at all these little puffy ends I can see on the inside.
I need to get more yarn.
Yes, you mentioned that.
And so I didn't work on it anymore at home. I worked on.
I did not put what that pattern was into our last video because I couldn't remember and I didn't text you to find out. But
Fisherman's cardigan. Cabled cardigan.
Cable, yeah. I'll try to put it in this one. Getting back in the swing things is gonna take some time. I'm gonna slip on some stuff.
It's all garter.
Do we have more of that?
I pulled the skein. We have one more skein left up there after I pulled.
Oh, I see one up at the top. Okay, because I was thinking that
it's a different dye lot, but at this point,
I was thinking that because I think that color might be discontinued.
Yeah. Or
if not, we just don't have a bunch in stock. We've got in so many new yarns, which we're going to talk to you about over the next few weeks. I'll try to get them up online as I can. I got the Juniper Moon ones up before break. I'll try to get the Barocco ones up in the next few weeks. But that means that in doing that, we don't necessarily have the funds to replenish all of the stuff that we're running low on. You got to pick and choose. Small business. Yay. So, so some stuff like this yarn, the Wool Addicts Fire, I haven't ordered in a very long time.
No.
It doesn't necessarily sell, like it's lovely and wonderful and also expensive. So people get little bits and pieces and she's making an entire sweater out of it.
I want a crop sweater too.
But it's crop, yeah.
It's cropped, but I want to say for when I did this sweater out of the Ushia.
Oh, that's right. It's not your first one.
It takes 5 and I had left it.
But the Ushia has a lot more yardage on it, right?
And I'm pretty sure I transferred that yardage to this and I'm running out. So it could be my tension. It could be.
It could be the yarn. It could be like the yarn isn't a chainette, so it could just occupy more space.
Yeah.
Per yardage, per yard than the Ushia does. The Ushia has a chainette, so it can stretch and give, and it could be when you're knitting with it, it's stretched out, like not in a bad way. Yeah. But just the yardage when it is skeined up and it's fluffier versus when you knit with it and it stretches and then bounces back. Like that's the thing. I've had people, we do the math and then someone comes in and says like, they'll either be like, well, this didn't work out. Or they'll be like, you lied to me. And it's like, I did not. We did our best assumptions based on the knowledge we had. And the yarn that you're using is behaving differently than the yarn that the pattern is assuming you're going to use. So yeah. And there are so many yarns out there in the world today that walking in with a pattern and saying, I need the yarn that this pattern writer used, that's going to be unicorn yarn 90% of the time. Maybe 50% of the time, but every yarn shop has a different variety and mix. So
especially if you are buying it in person,
absolutely. So you want to hold that one up?
I can't.
Or you're almost okay. Let me find something here. This was this morning's morning meditation on social media. The September crochet along is the log cabin shawl, and I realized like I posted it right before break, but I was only a few blocks in. It was right before the class too, and this is how it's looking now. I haven't done tons on it, but I worked on so many different things over break. Cool. It is finally starting to do like a pattern where you're like the light, then the dark, medium. It's going to be light, and it's finally going to have a cascading rhythm to it from here on out. And this is already kerchief size, right? Like cowl size. And I have tons of yarn left. I might actually grab the scale later. But but like these three, I'm only using 3 skeins of Hearthstone. I'm just going to see how far it gets, but it's sport / fingering weight on an H hook. I still have tons of this yarn left. And the other one I made using Cascade 220, I needed like a ball of 6 or 7 colors, and this one is half the size already of the bigger one. And so I think it's gonna
be gorgeous.
It's
and
gonna be really
soft
pretty.
and beautiful.
And
oh my
and the
gosh.
neutrals, 3
Yes.
colors I think is the minimum number of colors you can go down to still have the log cabin effect be really, really pretty. It's so squishy and soft. Hearthstone is an alpaca merino blend. Really, really fuzzy, pretty soft. Anyway, you at the end of your row?
I'm at the end of my row.
Okay. And I got one thing showed off. Woohoo! Do you need assistance?
So,
You got it.
No. So my sleeve, I'm doing 2 at a time sleeves, so it's gonna just look a hot mess. Anyway. Ta-da!
There's your sleeves.
There's
I'm
the
gonna
sleeves.
the
Cables are actually
cables. Totally can't see that in the light.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where anyway, there's cables. When you finish this and put it on, it'll be super cute.
It's super bulky on a 19 needle. I was almost done with it when I put it down. Like I still had a little bit of the front and then the sleeves to do.
And then you got
And
bored.
Then I got bored, and now
With
winter is
everything.
coming, and so anyway, it's
Winter's coming, and that's why I tried to finish up some of my summer knitting on break, and I didn't finish it. I finished some small winter projects. Shocked, yes. What else would you like to show off?
So I finished finishing that. I finished.
And again, bear with me. I may not be able to put all of these in the comments because I might lose track. You finished that
finished
one?
my Il Grande Favorito Noro
Oh, that's gorgeous. And we have that color of Noro
We
in
do.
the shop, right? I
We
forget
do.
which color it is, but
Yeah, I don't. It's the red one.
I'll go look while you show off.
So yeah, I still have ends to weave in and whatnot, but anyway, it's done. It's gonna be so warm and cozy, and yay. I did not block it. I'm not planning on blocking it. I don't want to block it. So the color could always use a little blocking, but I think I'm gonna not. So.
This is the Ito color she used. This became that. It's so pretty in the ball, and it's also pretty on your sweater.
And
this is color number 33, Narita.
So when you look at it, it looks like pinks and reds and this tawny brown and yellow and, but when you're knitting with it, there's like these there's like 3 or 4 variations of pink. There's almost a olivey green in it. Like I'm knitting with it and I'm like, that's green. Oh, that's cool. Like it's when you look at it, it's got the least amount of colors for most of our Noro Ito, but then when you're knitting it up, you're like, huh. So there is.
And how many skeins of this do you think you used?
I have 2 half balls left over, so I probably used like 3 or 4.
Okay.
But like I probably used 3 total, but I bought another ball so that I could get the sleeves done. Yeah. So
these are 200-gram skeins, big, huge cakes, giant cakes. So, yeah.
I know that for one of my sweaters, it takes like 800 yards for my cropped and my.
And these are these are about 400 yards.
Yeah.
So
I might have just, yeah.
You needed to crack into other things 3 to be on the safe side. I think when my COVID cardigan I left at home, my Carbeth cardigan that's made out of the thicker version of this yarn, which they don't make anymore. We've got like half a dozen skeins left of random colors. That one took about 4 for me as well.
Yeah.
And but I don't do cropped. So
if I have enough to make it longer with the extra yard, bowls, but I don't. So
what else?
Finish that, and then
like what else? Because then I'm gonna show off all my stuff
with the mallow and
Ooh.
I have so many. Okay,
Ooh, the mallow. Okay.
The mallow and the Saxony, I'm doing cardigan.
So these are 2 new yarns that we got in from Juniper Moon. And the mallow, which I can say this is what I did with the mallow. I used one of the colors of what she got. It smells so woolly.
It does. It has a nice
it's
woolly.
It's this, like, if you look at the, like, it's got this little stretchy piece of elastic in it that really, once you've knit with it, you can see it, but doesn't detract from the overall piece when you're done with it, but gives it some integrity for this really super loose, fluffy, looks like a single ply. It's
not even like
merino.
it's got the slightest twist to it around that.
Around that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's merino and alpaca. It's like mostly merino, I think, and some alpaca and a little bit of elastic. And it's a little springy. And and just,
I will say the elastic is the one piece that makes it almost splitty. Like
it, well,
I kept
this
missing
looseness,
the elastic.
yeah, the looseness means your needle can shoot right into the middle of it, or you miss the elastic part of it. So take your time with it, but then it's super squishy and soft. It's a chunky, so it's a number 5. And you are making a striped sweater.
I'm
cardigan?
making a striped cardigan.
You're using 3 colors, looks like.
Yes.
Okay. And just know that because you have a pile, I don't know how visible that was.
Yeah.
But you just held that. Yeah.
I'm doing the black and the light gray and purple, and it's a riff on my Il Grande Favorito, so there isn't necessarily a pattern, and I'm not going to publish notes, or I'll be like, figure it out, because it's more complicated. But I'm almost to sleeve separation on this.
Super cute. Yeah.
I'm doing this one on a 10.5 needle, and you did yours on 11.
Yeah, I'm doing I'm trying to pull up the pattern right now. I did Getting Warmer by Espace Tricot, and it's written for a 10 for this, and I did it on an 11 because I just wanted this to be super, super squishy. But
oh yeah, see
here, is it fluffier than yours? Yeah, I mean hers is still soft. Mine's fluffier.
I wanted a denser, warmer sweater out of this one, so a 10.5.
This is like,
oh, that is.
I haven't blocked it. I'm not sure if I'm going to. You know, it's supposed to be like a cowl / capelet. It's really hard to, like, if I'd done it on a smaller one, it'd be even harder to make it go around my shoulders. So I wanted the full, you know, fluffy, like, this will keep me warm in the super cold times. And it starts down at, this one starts down at the bottom. This took like 2 skeins. The skeins are a little weird to talk about because they are 75 grams instead of 50 or 100. But you get almost 200 yards for that. And you might be thinking, like, that makes no sense. It's a bit, it's a big yarn, but it's so light. You can get a lot of yardage. 2 skeins for this.
I like it in my sweater on the 10.5, but if I was doing something like that, I would definitely bump it up to 11. I would have probably bumped this up to an 11 if I had more 11s on laying around my house.
You got.
So you know,
this starts at the bottom and then goes up, and it's done in a circle. And so the garter, doing it in the round, means you have to knit a row and purl a row when you get there. And it was like, start on 24s and go to 16s when it gets too tight up here. Because I did it on an 11, it is not tight up here. Like, I didn't have to switch to the smaller needles for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I could do the whole thing on a 24, which was kind of cool. And yeah. Oh, it looks pretty good. Yeah. I was worried that, like, it wouldn't sit right, and like, but it looks pretty good. Yeah. So, and I came across at least 1 or 2 other patterns. I'm like, oh, I could have done this with the mallow, but we have some really cool yarns from Barocco coming in that mean that I could do some of these. I saw like it's like a cowl and a hoodie at the same time. And I was like, ooh. And I might have to pick one of our other new yarns to do that with. So, like, I finished this over break. I finished some things. I will show it to you later. It's really cool. She doesn't think it's cool. That's okay.
No,
you're intrigued.
The hoodie kind of makes it better than a cowl.
It's, you can wear it with the hood up or down, or like, you know, it's got options. So small things I'm kind of half finishing, and big things I'm either starting or they're languishing, or, you know, let's keep talking. What you got?
So with the Saxony, I am doing the exact same thing as with the mallow.
And the Saxony is like 75% cashmere, 25% merino. It's like when people think of cashmere, they think of super fine fuzzy stuff. This is not that, but it is super soft.
I will say that
It looks almost like a 2-ply with tweeds and stuff.
after knitting with the Saxony and then going and finishing my sweater in Noro, it was
Going from the Saxony, because
was
I did
difficult.
Saxony too, going from that to cotton.
yeah.
Not that cotton's bad, it's just rougher. You know.
When I've played with the 100% Nora or 100% Noro, 100% cashmere that we have at the shop, it pretty much ruins all other yarns. So tread carefully.
It's not like the softest thing on the planet, but it is wonderful to work with.
in the ball. It doesn't feel as soft as when it's knit.
Right. Oh, by the way, while she's holding that up, this is how much I had left of my second skein of that.
This one is a looser knit because it is on an 11 out of the worsted Saxony, and I'm striping it with the dark, a medium gray, a light blue, the dark blue, medium gray, light blue, and
You've
then
got
green.
all the fun stuff, like sweaters out of these soft squishies.
And
like,
the
oh.
front and the back are going to be gartered, gartered, because I am not purling except for the sleeves, which as soon as I
Can start going a circle.
can start going in a circle on the sleeves, I won't have to purl anymore. And so anyway, but so stockinette sleeves and the garter, it looks really cool. It is my snuggly sweater. Like I was like, do I want it as oversized as I normally do? And then I'm like, well, yeah, because it's gonna be my snuggle. It's just like, ooh, I need a snuggle. Let's put on my Saxony sweater.
So I made a cowl, and I again used 2 skeins because these are 50-gram balls, the Saxony. I have this much left of my second.
Wow.
Right. I decided to make the Lake Twig, and you're not going to see the detail on here. I'll try to put the link in the comments. And Lake Twig, it's one of Melanie Rice's bandana cowls. And what I like about her bandana cowls, I have not blocked this yet, but what I like about her bandana cowls is they're knit flat. Like they're often triangle ones. This will shape up a little better if I block it. This is a very, very dark navy.
It's the same dark as my.
Yeah, it's hard to see true color on. We film on Zoom. We don't have special cameras and lighting and high def, whatever. But it's knit flat, and then you block it, and then I'll be seaming it. So then when I seam it, it will be like this. It will be so pretty. It's got some very basic cables in it of just letting one of the stitches float above the others. And again, there's some little flex in this. It's so hard to even capture this on camera, like when taking photos and stuff too.
The flex
it's
are
lovely.
cool. The feel is cool. Oh my gosh, the endless possibilities.
I have 2 wonderful things right now to keep my neck warm in the winter, and we spend a lot of time outside even when it's cold. So these will be wonderful. But I wanted to show it to you pre-blocking. So her cowls often have like 2 sizes, and this one has 4. It has different widths, 2 different widths, and then within those 2 different widths, 2 different heights. So I did the size B, which is the smaller width, but it's taller. And I figured I could do that with 2 skeins, and this is all I have left.
So with the Saxony, it is 50 grams.
Yes.
So it's,
I forget how many yards.
120, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So it's 50 grams. I mean, anytime you buy cashmere, if you're buying cashmere in 100-gram quantities, it's going to be super expensive. And our 50-gram quantities are mildly expensive, but it's a worsted weight. So I did this on a 7, and it is still lovely and soft. Sometimes the tighter the needle, then the.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. It's
We're not spend like all day doing this.
It's not like the mallow where mine is a little less fluffy soft than yours is.
They're both fluffy soft.
Both like,
it's like I almost want to call it like say it feels like silk, but not like real silk. It just has that silken feel under your fingers, where it feels so smooth and soft
is.
and lovely.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just cashmere is a wonderful thing. And the 100% cashmere we have here in the shop has been discontinued, so we only have what we have. But this I think was a lovely thing to bring. Tweed and cashmere? Are you kidding me?
Gosh. It is.
And worsted, so it's not like you have to knit forever and ever and ever and ever and ever to get something done.
I'd call it just a little bit, it's on the thinner side of a lot of our worsted.
And that's okay.
But whether it's on a 7 needle or an 11.
Oh, you're knitting on an 11?
I'm knitting on an 11. Yeah. Like,
but they both feel good.
They both feel good. So it's not, and it seems it's a little loose, but it's not,
Yeah. There's a chance one of these new yarns from Juniper Moon, if not one of the new Barocco ones, we'll see, will go on sale tomorrow for the product of the week. And then we might have to repeat ourselves if we're talking about things today, or we'll introduce a new one. We're going to stretch this out. We're going to, all our new yarns, we're going to, have them on sale at different times.
We have a lot left to put up in stickers.
Some of y'all bought this over a vacation when it was 20% off. And that was smart. So, by the way, for people who bought stuff, we'll work to get it out sometime this week. That's the best I can offer. So, oh yes.
It just, I cannot wait to finish that sweater and snuggle in it. Like, I could be dying of heat exhaustion, but I'm going to snuggle in it.
Since we're talking about the new yarns, let's see if I can find. I worked on this a little last night. I don't know if I started this before we stopped filming. And I have, things are all. Hang on, wait. This is the Harriet Fine that we got in from Juniper Moon. And this is, I'm getting unhooked from my Cascade. This is a fingering weight alpaca. I feel like everything we got in from Juniper Moon is just so soft. Fingering weight alpaca with a little bit of nylon in it, which means you could make socks out of this. Technically, you could make socks out of this. I am making a shawl. I'm making D. O'Keefe's Flagstaff. I'm trying to put this somewhere where you can see. Actually, I remember kind of trying to hold it up and show off the holes, and it wasn't working. So yeah, it's gotten a little bigger.
Yeah.
Just a little. Because I got carried away with everything else. I did not touch it until last night. And then I got like another repeat of these little holes done. So it's going to be so pretty. I'm really excited about this. It's probably going to take 2 skeins of this. And this feels so soft too. To try not to like felt it in my hands when I'm like, ooh.
I know.
Ooh. So. Those were things I did with new yarn. And then I figured I should try to get some other stuff kind of done. If y'all watched our little mini episode from a couple days ago, I showed off the blanket that's really hard to have it travel in. I need to make some decisions on this one. This one is my Luminous Summer, and it's not really summer anymore.
It's supposed to warm back up.
I'm almost done with this. I finished the sleeves. I finished off the sleeves on this when it came time to change skeins of yarn, because I'm into my 3rd skein, even though the pattern said it should only take 2. I did a 3rd because the crappie no is a big fat no for me. I thought it was like, stop when you're 1.5 inches from where you want it to end. No, it's stop when it's a 1.5 centimeters from where you want it to end. It's only going to be like 5/8 of an inch longer than where I decide to change to the end. And it says to go to the smaller needle, which I used here, but I might just keep going with the bigger one to keep it loose. It's basically like 3 rows of knit through the back loop purl one ribbing at the bottom. And I'm trying to decide how tunicky I want to make this. I feel like as a summer thing, tunicky is kind of fun. Like by tunic, I mean just longer.
I think like right now, if you stopped, it would be okay. But you keep tugging at it because your t-shirts show
up down at the bottom.
I think if you did like another inch, maybe 2, and you have the yarn clip.
Hang on, I'm getting a call. When I get calls, then I have to bring us back to the forefront. Okay. So, if you want to weigh in on what you think I should do, you can as well. It's just a couple more inches. I was like up here somewhere where I changed skeins. I was like, a couple more inches. I did that. And I'm like, I think I agree, but anyone else who wants to weigh in, I have probably 3/4 of a skein left. I think I have more than half a skein left. So I have room to make it a lot longer. It's fun. This is a really simple, easy, not super complicated pattern. The yarn is going to stripe in random places because that's just what this yarn is going to do. But other than, there are some weird stripes right about where the girls are, but I don't think that's horrible. It's got different stripes in the back because of the short rows are in the back, or like right under after the sleeve separation. So what's a thin line in front? I think down here.
Yeah.
I think this line here is actually where sleeve separation happened. And the sleeves, it was only doing a couple of rows and binding off after sleeve separation. So it's nice and flowy. I don't have the figure to make it look quite as A-line as it does on the model in the pictures. And there's only like one increase that happens. It only goes up about 4 stitches down here. So it's not like, you could change that. You could carolize this, right? And you can make this be much more A-line. And I was like, nope, I'm just going to go. I've had some times recently where I'm just going, I am tired of knitting in a circle. That's what this is knitting in a circle right now. I love seeing the color change. That's keeping me going. I'm going to love this piece when it's done. But I'm stalling out right now. I really want to get it done. Just like I really want to get the ranunculus done. Didn't touch mine over break. I tried to take a break from some things and not make it all about work. So
I think that will be great knitting for Sunday when we do our Facebook Live.
Oh God, that's this Sunday, isn't it?
It is this.
Excuse me. Facebook Live this Sunday. I've lost track of time because of our time off.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just so that could be a really good time to finish this up. You're right. I could maybe leave it until Sunday. Work on my ranunculus and this on Sunday when I just have.
I make one suggestion.
Yes.
Put a stitch marker, like an open closed one or something, where you are now.
Okay.
To where it's easier to measure your last 2 inches.
That is a good suggestion. I will try.
She will not, but I'll put a stitch marker on it.
Sometimes she'll sneak in and be like, "Yep." I'm not taking it off right now, but so okay. I started a couple of more projects because I'm crazy. I could have finished up some other project. What is the lip twiggle thing? What are you doing?
I've attached a stitch marker.
How did you? I didn't even feel it. I've been binging White Collar lately, and it's all about like sleight of hand picking people's pockets and stuff.
Yeah. You
Matt
were digging.
Bomermead.
You were digging through your bag.
I was.
No, but that way Sunday when you're
Yeah.
like, I can't find a stitch marker, I'll be like,
I already put one on.
I already put one.
She's not good at keeping things, so I already know now. So I started.
I would have forgotten by Sunday anyway.
I really could have been finishing projects or working, the knit alongs, the other things, and I tried as much as I could. I think. No, I think it recorded the first part too.
Okay.
I think our Wi-Fi just hiccuped. And we'll check all of this, but if nothing else, you guys will get the last like 10 minutes of this.
It was an awesome first half, but
I saw the little light. I was watching that. The little light was on. So I think Zoom is having some technical issues, so we're gonna see how we can finish this up. I tried to make break about doing what I felt more like doing, which sometimes meant stuff for the shop and sometimes meant stuff for myself.
Yep.
And so I started. Ooh, what happened there? Yeah, I'll check that out later. I started my cat sweater, and this is as far as I got. This This is as far as I got because it's fingering weight, and oh my gosh.
And it's ribbing.
And it
So
was 2 inches of ribbing. Oh my gosh. So but and then it's gonna be a whole bunch of I think I have to make like the biggest size because it's not really all that size inclusive. But I just love the idea of snowflakes and cats. Like, so I'm making it. I'll let y'all know when I finally get to the point when I'm doing color work, which, you know, could be in a year or two. The one that caught my attention for more of the time was the Billie Pullover, because oh my gosh, I love cables. So I did this. I got through one whole skein of the Billie Pullover, which is like an Aran weight. Okay. I know I put in, there it is. I'm like, I know I put in barber cord so I could show it off a little bit better. It's like cables upon cables upon cables and different cable patterns. And it's very much like a classic, not Aran in terms of weight, but Aran in terms of design sweater, like one you would get from Ireland, like hand knit from, that's what happens when you pull too hard on the barber cord. And hang on, I got to get this back in. Sometimes if you yank too hard, you put your barber cord on, but then if the yarn is super sticky like this is, it can get caught when you're trying to transfer it. Or maybe it's just the direction I'm going in. I'm going to try to work this off. So I'm going to try to go the other direction. So I can show you, I want to slide stitches onto the barber cord so I can show y'all all the pretties. So are you done with everything that you showed off? Show off your log cabin.
I didn't work on it. So this is my log cabin. I haven't worked on it since.
But the colors are very different than mine.
Is fiber spates fingering on an K-hook, and I want to see how many different skeins of fiber spates I can put in it, like color wise. So I have the aqua, I have the
are you challenging not challenging, but are you proving the notion that all the colors work together?
The colors all go together. They might not go together next to each other, but they all go together. So I have, it's mostly the same colors that I used in my tank top, but then I have pulled in the grape and the evergreen and denim and burnished and verdigris I found sitting in my dragon board at home and went, oh, that can go in there. And so yeah, so it's just gonna be this, hey, I haven't played with that color yet, throw that in there.
Yeah.
But
that's nice.
I tell people all the time, I haven't found a combination that doesn't work in the fiber space. Like, so I'm gonna see,
there's personal preference, but they all go together.
Yeah. But I'm going to actually put that to the actual test and be like, okay, so I have X number of colors, and you know, yeah.
All right. So this is my Billie Pullover so far. Ooh, this is so pretty.
It's pretty.
I'm using straight up, not superwash, just regular wool Cascade 220 in the natural colorway. And it has this honeycomb in the front and back and on the sleeves, and it's got big cables on the sleeves. And oh my gosh, I mean, there's a lot to keep track of. Like, I have to keep going. There's a page up here that says what to do between all stitch markers, and then you have to scroll down to the charts. It is pretty much charted. I don't know if any of it is written out other than go follow the charts in this order. So if you're not a fan of charts, this is not the pattern for you, but it could be a pattern to learn charts on. I like charts very much because they are pictorial representations of what you should be doing with the yarn. And it started up at the top going flat, and then when you got to this part, you cast on. and then there'll be a neckline.
That's how my
It's
Il
Grande
Grande
Favorito, yeah.
Favorito.
It is the more traditional top down in the round way to do things. Like the more popular way now is to start in a circle and do short rows and stuff. There's no short rows on this one, but you're going back and forth until you get here, and then you cast on stitches and start going in a circle there. So, oh, it's so fun. This is the first time I've seen it a little more stretched out on the than when I'm got it squished on the needles and going around.
Can you pull it over your head, or is it?
Maybe, but we should, while I'm doing that, you need to talk about schedule then, because we should wrap up.
Today is Tuesday night knit night from 7 to 9 Eastern, over on Zoom with
Virtual, yep.
the shop phone number 828-877-3550. Come see what we're working on tonight. And then
I'm still going through a lot of the raglan increases on this. So
well, and it'll stretch out, like yeah. And then tomorrow is the VSC, where we will put yarn on sale.
One of these mornings I have to go pick up my car from being worked on. So we may or may not be filming that morning, but I think that won't happen until Thursday or maybe Friday. So we might not miss a day this week.
Yeah. Thursday is Dear Becky and Lizzie. At this point, email liz@sundragonartandfiber.com to get a question in. Friday is virtual knit night again over on Zoom, 7 to 9 Eastern. Sunday is Facebook Live
and Zoom. Look at her keeping track of all of this.
From 1 to 5
Eastern time again.
Come hang out with us all Sunday afternoon. See what we're doing. Yay. Yep. So.
Okay. I stretched it up. Now I don't know. I think that's the front.
That's the front.
That's the front. Okay. This is going to be so pretty. Oh my gosh. And it's squishy because of all the cables. It's like, it's dense, but not like hard, you know, like it's here. Feel that. Feel that.
Ooh,
it's squishy.
It makes Cascade 220 go. Ooh.
Yeah. And I think I'm on a 7, believe it or not, but the cables just make everything lovely. Yeah. I tested my gauge in the moss stitch, not in the cables, and just said, ooh, I'm going to do it. Let's do it. So, because I had 2 ways to test it. I didn't do both. So, I think that's it. That's enough, right?
Yeah.
I did a lot of work on the blanket that hopefully when my parents come to visit, they can take home with them rather than me having to mail this like good. How many pound blanket, you know? So yeah. When that one's done, if possible, I'll try to bring it in to show it off. But Liz went through a lot of the stuff and I caught most of it, and I'm going with her on whatever she said. So I got to go see if it really did film everything it said it filmed, because it hiccuped just in the last 5 minutes. And we've gotten one phone call of someone probably trying to like push the system and call us right before 10 to sneak in here like right when we open or something. So it has already started. We're ready for the Vikings. No, we're not, but we're going to try to be. So come visit us, whether it be at the shop today or at virtual sit and stitch tonight. And tomorrow morning we have in-person sit and stitch outside, dress appropriate for the weather. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, welcome back to us. Woo!
Like, subscribe, ring the bell. We're at 1,220 something.
Yeah, we're actually getting really close to 1,230 subscribers. It's ticking up there, which is really cool. So thank y'all. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. And, you know, I think the next benchmark for a sale, which will not be as big as the 1,000-person sale, but will be a sale, is going to be 1,500. So we're inching closer. So anyway, yeah,
it works.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, need to take this with me.